Hello, this is Dr. Nuke. Many years ago, I worked for a bit one summer. This was when I was in college on one of my grandfather's two farms. The one in Middlebury, Vermont. Yes, my mother's father at that time had two farms. He died in 1986. But anyway, one of the things he had me do was walk the perimeter of a pasture area. It had an electric fence around it to keep the animals in. So he's had me walk around the perimeter to make sure that there were no weeds or anything touching the wire. Because if there was, that would draw current from the wire off, from the wire into the ground and drain the power out of the wire. So my instructions were to remove anything touching the wire. So I did that. And he also gave me a tester so that I could touch it to the wire to see if there was any current in it. That way I could test the fence without having to touch it with my fingers, which would be an unpleasant experience. There was enough current in the wire to make a very painful shock, although not enough to kill a human. So, anyway, one of those days that I went to tend to that pasture, I found a dead calf on the ground. And I went back to my grandfather and reported it, and he sent me back there with a shovel and instructions to bury it as deep as possible so that if it ever got plowed over it, it wouldn't bring it up again. So I did that. I dug a hole as deep as I could and dumped the thing in the hole and covered it over. That land where that pasture was wouldn't have been very good for tilling anyway, because a lot of it was mucky and had water seeping out of the ground, part of it. And it wasn't very useful for anything other than as a pasture. Well, another time I was on my grandfather's farm. This was years before that. I think I was in high school at the time, maybe even junior high school, I don't remember. There was a pile of manure outside the barn on the ground. A big pile, like 3 feet tall, and it had a crust on it, hard crust. It had been there for a while, and I walked up on top of it. Of course, I weighed much less than I do now. I was much younger and much lighter. And I was able to, the thing actually supported my weight to a point. Then one of my feet went through the crust, and I had manure on my lower, I can't remember if it was my right or left leg, about halfway up between my ankle and my knee. Bye.